All right, good Saturday afternoon to you. So I'm on my way to work, but I had a little extra time and had the opportunity to stop over here to the storage area where we have our camper. So just thought I'd check in on it, see how it was doing from over the winter, and also just kind of take a look and see where I'm at for the projects that I need to get done on this before we start using it for the season. So let's take a look. So I'm not going to go into a full walkthrough on this, but this is a 2017 Boundary Waters by Crossroads. This is a Keystone RV product. I think it's just basically kind of one of their cheaper models. It's nothing terribly fancy. It's an 18-foot, I think it's a 18BH is the model number on it. So it's a single axle, 18-foot trailer. So that's what we got. I'll give you guys a better look sometime when I get it fully out of here and can do a walk around. But here's what we're looking at for some upgrades, repairs, etc. So weight distribution hitch. So we do not currently have a weight distribution hitch. Our vehicle gets along all right without it, but I think it would be much improved if we had it. So I don't know if that's going to happen before the first camping trip of the season this year or not, but something we're working on. Inside the camper there is a 2-burner camp stove or cooktop, whatever you want to call it. But in the summertime, it'd be really nice to cook outside, keep the heat outside. So one thing that we're looking at doing, we've got a 20-pound cylinder here, LP cylinder. And what I want to do is come down, and after the regulators, I want to basically take this apart right here. And put a T connection in here, and have the ability to hook on a flexible hose here. So basically put a T and a shutoff valve, and have I want to have a soft hose that can screw onto here, and then that way I can run the hose over, and basically kind of here on the corner, front corner, I'll set a table and a Coleman camp stove for cooking outside in the summertime. So I'm actually think I'm going to pull that apart. I've got the fittings at home, so I think I'm going to try to pull that apart. I'll just disconnect it from the tank up here. I'll leave this connection together. I think it's bolted on the back side. There's a couple of bolts there, so I'll pull those out, and then I will have to take this one apart here. That one goes down and then under the camper, so that's where I'm going to take it apart at. And I think I'll just take this top assembly home and work on putting the fittings on. So that's one thing there. All right, so up here on the top of the camper, we do have one roof vent. That's out of the bathroom. So the biggest thing with that is I'd like to be able to leave it open when we go out hiking or whatever, and if it rains, well, then you get water in the camper. So have a solution for that. So I picked up this Max Air vent. Turn around and get you the instructions here. So basically it just goes right over top of your existing vent. It's got a couple of brackets that mount to the vent, and then that holds this cover on. And this allows then on the inside your vent your vent cover to open. And it's louvered here and has a screen so it won't let anything in there. So I'll be putting that up on top of the roof at a later date. I'll bring you along for that later. All right, so back here on the back of the camper, the water heater, so there is, and I've got it out right now, but there's a drain plug that goes in there. Let's see if I can do this. I've got my phone to hold for a flashlight because it's a little dark in here. So right here, there is a drain plug that goes in there. And it's just a royal pain to pull the plug out every time to drain the water heater. So I've seen other people put a flexible hose on there with a valve on the end of it that they can that will attach in there, and then the flexible hose just lays down in here. And then when they want to drain it, they just open this access door, pull the flexible hose out, turn the drain valve, and it drains. So I'm going to give it a shot. I have the pieces for it. I'm going to put that in and see if I can make that work. All right, so inside the camper now, and of course we're winterized and have no electricity or anything. So again, I'm using my phone as a flashlight, so we'll see how this goes. Sorry if it goes in and out of focus, but one of the things we always have a hard time with is where do you hang up like your wet towels and stuff to dry, especially if it's raining outside. So up here above the entrance door, we've got a wardrobe closet up there in the front, and then it comes back. Whoa, autofocus, not good. Then it comes back, we've got a kitchen cabinet here. So one of the things I want to do is to put a tension rod up there to see if that won't help us out to just kind of be able to hang some of that stuff up to be able to dry in here. You know, kitchen towels, bath towels from showers, that sort of thing. So that's kind of the thought there. All right, last issue we have is the sink. So our last camping trip of last year, we found that the faucet was leaking. Now, it was leaking, let's see if I can do this. Apologize for the bad light here. So where it was leaking from is actually, we were finding it leak underneath of the faucet and kind of coming out and across the countertop. So that needs to be worked on. The other thing is the sink. Now this is just plastic. Two things there. Two things there with the sink. The mounting bolts underneath, one is missing and one has broken off. Another one is broken off. So there's two missing. That means there's only two mounting bolts holding it. Also, it's kind of been pretty small to try to wash anything in that little tiny sink. So I did get a larger stainless steel kind of a bar sink for a house, but it's a little bit bigger than a bar sink. It's actually, I guess, an ADA, American Disabilities Act compliant bar sink. So it's a little bit bigger than a standard size bar sink, which I think standard size bar sink is about as big as this sink. So it's a little bit bigger, but yet not so huge. I mean, we don't have a lot of room. We've got our cooktop, and then over here we've got counter space, but there's a refrigerator underneath, so you really don't have a lot of room. But it looks like I can get that stainless steel sink in, and then I got a new faucet. So we've kind of got those two projects then inside. The towel bar, which is an easy one. The kitchen sink, which is going to be a little bit more detailed and time consuming. Then outside we've got the 4 projects. Hopefully I'll get at least 3 of them done, but possibly 4, being the water heater drain, the roof vent, cover the propane connection on the front, and then hopefully a weight distribution hitch. We'll have to see how that goes. So, all right, well, I better hurry up and get this propane connection apart if I'm going to take that with me, and then I got to get to work. So with that, have a good one, and we'll be working more on this as time goes on here and within the next month, because we've got reservations for camping, so I got to get it done. So hope you enjoyed, and we'll check in with you again in a bit.